bit after 6 now. Oh, night times, and I'm pretty bloody tired. Okay. I've got my laptopy thing right now, computery, tablet-y thing, and I brought along because this chopper was going over my warehouse, just doing a circular. No, it's just sort of, I don't know, maybe it was training or something. So I went by my warehouse there, and I figured, shit, I'll go in. Oh no, I've got some really good binoculars. It's concealing here. And so I picked them up at the 100 yen shop and done a little groovy. So these rad units, I figured I'd give these a try, see how they go. Bloody fantastic. So what I'm going to do, how's it going? What I'm going to do is check out the planes. Actually, a bloke bipped me over there. Alright, g'day. Figured I'd try these out. I picked these up at an auction house the other day, and yeah, they're a rad unit, you know. I'm watching you. Hey, life is hard, mate, you know.
Yeah, that's a good beer too. I like that.
Yeah. I busted ass all day today. I got up at 5 in the morning, been in my warehouse, just busting ass, you know. And so I figure now's a good time to come and just do nothing. Yeah, well, unfortunately there's no birds with bikinis going on, you know, or less, you know. Yeah, mate, see you later. Right on. Well, there you go. Yeah, this a bloke was at the traffic light. I was walking across, and I hear this bip, and I turn around. He goes, "Oh, yeah." I say, "Hey, okay." Oh, there's a plane, blast away. Let's see if we can pick that one up. And so he said, "Oh, yeah, give us a bell." And I'm like, "No worries." And he says he wants to do some stuff with me at some stage. Now, where's that bloody plane? Over there, right, so we'll go to those buildings here and go straight up, and it should be there, isn't it? The plane, boss, the plane. Oh wow. Yeah, these are rad units, like the kind of that can keep things steady, but oh my god. Oh god, look at that streaming bloody thing there. Let's follow that too. Ooh, oh wow. Look at that, straight to it. Wow, isn't that red unit? Oh, what's that thing you're doing in the way? Hey, look at that. Isn't that just radalicious? Look at this. Coolies. Hey? Some dickheads be like, chemtrails, man. No, they're not. There's no chemtrails. That's just stupid. But there are bad people that are controlling the world. I know who they are. God damn, I know who those bastards are. Some bad people. Yep. Trying to control the fucking narrative, don't they? There we go. Oh, there it is. So where's he headed to then? He must be going off to China, I guess. Oh, look at that. There's no more. Hey, what happened to the jet streamy thing? Oh, there it is. It's come back again. There we go. Right. Yeah, I can still see him, but by the naked eye, can't make out the plane. But with these units, I'm still tracking him. I saw this telescopic sight that this bloke had. It was just unbelievable. Way better than this freaking thing, but this freaking thing's just amazing. Look at that. How far away is that dude? I'm gonna just watch him for a bit more in a second. I surely am impressed with these thingies. Oculars. Like fantastic, aren't they? Whew. Yeah, I think I've seen that bloke a few times around, you know, said hello and stuff. But yeah, this bloke that I've met a few times that lives around this area, he says, "Oh, give us a buzzer, will you, sometime?" I'm like, "No worries." I gave him a buzzer so that he's got my numbery thing, because last time we spoke was months ago. But I saw his girlfriend at this hardware store, and I said hello and bloody blahs, and but she didn't sort of know who I was, so I didn't sort of stick around him much. I said, oh, just say hello to him, blah blahs, and all that. So yeah, he wants to do some sort of pull some ideas together of how to make a crust in this land. He sort of does a bit of hodgepodge repair type work or something like that, as far as I know. Can't really remember too much. But yeah. Oh, thank the gods I get to relax a bit now. But, yeah, that was a long, hard day. We got over there some dirty poos, and what we got over there? Oh, God, this is really. You can see the port quite clearly over there. Cool. We got the. Wow, that's just radalicious. I can see the. That's the. I don't know what that is. What's going on there? There you go. There we go. See, jogging along with her son there. She's got a build of a teenager. Really. So, what's in the news currently? Canada. Some two blokes are running around. Actually, this morning I had a bit of a look on the YouTube-y thing. I'll check it out a bit later. The Crowder crew were talking about some two dudes were running around stabbing people to death and apparently killed 10 people or something. But they said they're going to talk about that in the show. But I didn't stick around to watch all that, so I might check that out a bit later. Who knows, maybe the Nick DiPolo show or Salty Cracker or Red Ice TV and all those. They might talk about it, and a few others. So yeah, I'll find out about what the story is there. Another story, you check out WION. They're pretty good. WION. They're out of India, and they discuss a lot of issues that's going on globally, and a lot of politics and all that, but generally from a sort of an Indian perspective of where they are in the issues kind of thing. And yeah, they were talking about, see, some dickheads are trying to run the show for everyone in Europe. There's dissent in the ranks, you see, like the dickheads in Germany, Sweden, France, even some dudes in England. You know, they're trying to tell. Oh, that's all right. I check that out. They're trying to tell the rest of Europe what to do in regards to the Ukraine thing, the Russian thing, and the energy sector, bringing in like natural gas and that sort of thing. And I think it's sort of like places like Spain and Portugal and places like that. They're like, dude, you know, we want to buy this shit. You know, we want this cheap oil and gas and all this sort of stuff. And some dickheads that are living like kings in Germany and all that, they're like, no, we're going to go all green and you can all go F yourself. Because see, they're not going to be affected. Look at all these sanctions. They're putting sanctions on countries. And do you think that affects the actual people that are running the show? No, it's the little guy. See, the idea of putting them on is like, oh, there might be a revolution. Bullshit. There'll be a crackdown and a lot of heads getting cracked. If it came to that. Anyways, I reckon what I've been thinking, personally, I would prefer if the whole... Now, I don't know the sentiments of the Ukrainians and the Russians and how far that goes back and the whys and all that sort of stuff. And personally, I prefer if they just had a ceasefire, they stopped shooting each other. And apparently for years they'd have these skirmishes in the Donbass region and all that. But the Russians all ticked off thinking that, alright, there was this sort of talk about Ukraine joining the Europeans and what European Union or NATO or whatever's. And so the Russians are saying, yeah, and you know, if they join, see the Russians would prefer to have that buffer, right? That neutral buffer kind of thing, and the status quo. That's what they wanted, and as far as I understand it, because if UN gets involved and the Americans get involved, and then they'll start putting military sort of shit on the northeastern border of Ukraine, which will be in shooting range with conventional weapons right into frickin' Moscow, you know. So the Russians are like, well, F that. So I think, unfortunately, the Western bad people, filth media, they're just like, for years, they're like, Russia, and they're fucking spewing all over Russia and saying they're the enemy, you know, and calling them the enemy without even shots being fired for years. And I've been watching dudes going around Russia for years, and the perspective that the Western media want to give you about Russia and the fucking truth, big difference. You look at Baldwin Bankrupt, he goes around Russia, he's been going around Russia for years, Belarus and all that shit, India, all kinds of places. And you look at this Sergey guy, God, he's good. You look at him, he's based in St. Petersburg, St. Petersburg and St. Petersburg or whatever. Sergey on YouTube there. This bloke's fantastic. He gives you a real, true perspective of what is going on in Russia and what Russia is. Like, he goes around St. Petersburg, right, in night time. It's not like fucking Kensington Avenue in Philadelphia. It's not like downtown Seattle or fucking, you know, Detroit or Chicago or New York or San Francisco or LA. No. It's unfreaking believable. I've been watching him for years. I've been watching him go by thousands of people. I've been watching him for years when he was doing Real Russia Vlog. Now, when he's going around St. Petersburg, there's thousands of people he's walking by. Sometimes he meets people and all that. Here they come again. And so what goes on there? Combate! Go, go, go! So, Combate is like, do your best. Yeah, like that. So he's for like one time, okay, I saw, let's see if we can find him here on my computery thing. Let's see if we can. I'm just plugging in walking St. Petersburg. Let's see now. Maybe here somewhere, I reckon. Hang on a second. The filth media probably don't want you to watch the truth. We'll get there. There you go. That's him here. Sergey, shit, how do you say his name? I can never say his name right. Sergey, hang on a second here, I'll be back. Okay, found it. Now, this bloke here, check out, how do you say that? Let's see if we can, where the hell's the camera? Right, what do we got here? Backlikov Live, okay? And this bloke, he's fantastic. I've been watching him since I was a Live Leaguer years ago, until the dickheads came in, the social justice warriors that came in and destroyed everything. Destroyed beauty, man. Oh, here comes the plane, Buster plane. Let's see if we can. Now this bloke here, actually his latest video, is actually called, let's have a look here. Russian Mall Live Russian Mall Life in Russia, okay, 13 hours ago. Now, I was watching a bit of that this morning as I was having a bit of a coffee booze. Now, this bloke, yeah, as I say, I've been watching him for years when he was a live leaker, and he got his kid involved in teaching her English and all that sort of stuff. Fantastic, same age as my kid. And so it was really great. We were actually a really good community back then, until the social justice warriors decided to F it up for everybody, you know. Sure, there was a few bad apples, but who gives a shit? You know, but this bloke here, right? Now, what he'll do, yeah, check this out. Sergey Bakalikov. Now, he's great. He's a really good dude, and he'll show you the true, real Russia, alright? Not the shit that those filthy scum on the mainstream media. God, they're filthy, disgusting, bad people. They really are. And this bloke, like, check him out, and check out if you give a shit about the world and give a shit about the stupid shit that you're watching on CNN or whatever, and go, hang on a second here, I'm being lied to. And he'll show you, like, when he walks around St. Petersburg, grease and crap all over me. When he walks around St. Petersburg, alright, what do we got here? So, oh, there we go, there's one right there. St. Petersburg, see, 3 hours, Saturday night, Petersburg, Russia. And there's another one Friday night in St. Petersburg, okay, and blah, 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 blah. And he'll sometimes he's with his family, sometimes he's on his own, sometimes it gets a little bit political, he might have a few beers later that night. And but the thing is, he'll show you what's going on there. I tell you, God, what a beautiful city, right? And it's so clean, and the people are so sober and sensible, and they're not fuckwits like they are in the West. And so these filth in the mainstream media, they're painting this picture of Russia as just this fucking, everyone's whacked out on vodka or something. And this bloke is walking around for hours, and you're just looking. I often just type in the message thing, dibs on that blondie, and dibs on that, hang on, forget that one, dibs on that blondie, dibs on that blondie, you know, stupid shit like that. But he's really great. Anyways, there's some shills out there that on the bandwagon, thinking they're, well, actually getting views, maybe getting some dough out of it by bullshitting on about what the sanctions are doing, and how they're destroying the people and all this shit, or destroying the country, the economy, or whatever. And they'll go into these department stores and go, look at this is closed, this is closed, this is closed, and blah blah blah. Well, Sergey, this very morning, live, he goes in there and says, alright, let's have a look. Alright, these dudes here have shut their doors, right, or got their shutters down, right, and some other dude like Chanel or some bullshit, and Uniqlo or whatever the fuck, they've got that here too, right, stuff like that. And but the thing is, he says that well, they're not leaving, they're still looking after their employees, right, and they're just waiting for a better political situation. So what, he says, so what are they actually doing? They're just hurting themselves. It's just stupid. So the case is that I say that basically it's just one great big virtue signal, as they call it these days, and that's all it is. They're just waiting. They don't give a fuck about what goes on in Ukraine. They're just kowtowing to what is expected of them, you see. Now, personally, I think because people are getting the shit bombed out of them or whatever, on both sides, I'd prefer if there was wasn't the war, or not war, or whatever you want to call it, skirmish, or, this conflict. Prefer it wasn't going on in the first place. See, it's been brewing, hasn't it? All this shit about on again, off again, pipelines and all this shit. Can't we just have, wouldn't it be, see, the English and the Americans got involved politically, and they're like, we don't want this second pipeline going on, because if we do, then Russia will get a lot more money, and they'll get far more militaristic and powerful, and we don't want that, right? I say, how about you fuck off, and we just have normal, good relations with trade. Good trade, you see, would create an environment where the Russians would need to have this build up instead of being poke the bear, and poke everyone freaking else. And just these good trade, fair trade relations with Russia. What about that? You know? And that's like sense, you know, just have good cordial, that's one of the word I'm looking for, cordial trade relations with Russia, right? And because not every person in Europe is that keen to just say, nah, let's just cut off and not buy Russian oil and gas. See, what's happening is all this hardball political bullshit is just creating tension and creates worse, and that's what actually creates the arms race or the Cold War, new Cold War, right? So how about we just tell these politicians to go fuck themselves, and which many are, many dissenters, sensible people are saying, you know, fuck this. We would prefer, as I do too, people weren't shooting each other and shit like that. We prefer they didn't have any of this hardball pressure, create tension, a pressure cooker in the first frickin' place. Right? That's what these bastards do. They just keep doing that. They pressure so many different countries, right? Chucking on all these sanctions and shit. I mean, you know, how's these dickheads in the German government? They're like, you know, we're not going to import Russian cheap oil and gas anymore. Cheap oil and natural gas. Who's that hurting? They don't even know pain. Right? It's the common man. He's the one that's gonna freaking suffer. He's the one that needs to like get a long range freaking something or other, a long range fucking 50 cal and say, hey cunt, you just keep fucking us and yeah. They say you shouldn't have a call to violence. Well, if you just go to what they call designated protest areas, which none of the lamestream media show up anyway, or they'll call you, oh look at all these conspiracy theorists, or they'll get the FBI out there and all these dickheads will wear all these fucking masks, or wear masks, right? And the media was, oh look at all these fucking white nationalist, neo-Nazi, most dangerous people in the world, and you know, they're all Proud Boys. Yeah, the Proud Boys don't wear masks, and all the other dudes don't wear masks, but strangely, all these dudes are wearing masks. Yeah, conspiracy theorists. Yeah, right, sure. Cordial relations. Wouldn't that be a better path? See, I reckon that instead of the Japanese government kowtowing to what the Yanks say, right? And I get it, Americans have got this protective kind of law-y thing going on and la-di-das. I reckon the Japanese government, or the people, should take an Indian-style stance. Not woo-woo-woo. Hey, here you go, all that fucking Elizabeth Warren. Oh! Elizabeth Warren. God, that needs to be shot. Anyways, I reckon the Indian government was, I wouldn't say pressured, but expected to kowtow and follow the lead of the dickheads and go, oh, we're not going to import cheap Russian oil and natural gas, or oil mainly. And they were saying on why on there that India imports 85% of its oil. Now, if that's the case, and most of that I presume is from Russia, they're not that keen to just go, oh well, the hay with Russia. In fact, apparently, just recently 12 countries engaged in this China and Russia-y, war-gamey, practicey stuff, right? Now I reckon that and I've said it for years, and this is not just something I made up. For years I've been feeling that Japan should have some kind of situation where they have cheap subsidised. Jesus, what's in this? What's in these suds? Right. Subsidised vehicles. So sell frickin' billions of vehicles to billions of quadrillions and jillion billions of Japanese-made vehicles, which are the best in the world, they're the safest in the world. They say that, oh, German vehicles are really great. They're shit. Because they're just, the quality is getting worse and worse and worse. That's a fact. Anyways, because I said so, and I know, because for reasons, and I'm better than you, so there you go. Now, obviously I am. Now, because I know everything. I'm one step ahead of you. Now, anyways, I've said for years that the Japanese government should be selling subsidised vehicles, Japanese vehicles to Russia in exchange for cheap oil and gas, right? And then have some kind of situation where they can both fish these freaking excellent waters for fishy poos, right? And these what do you call it, waterways, the fishing grounds, you know, and they can sort of have some kind of cordial sharing thing with the fishing grounds, and then sort of come to some kind of arrangement, maybe touristically or whatever initially, of those, what do you call those islands, the Kuril Islands, or whatever the hell they call it, that island group north of Hokkaido. And to have some kind of arrangement going on there, instead of being yo and fucking me, you know, and being all fucking punchy poos, I reckon Japan could have excellent trade relations without having America in there fucking poking them in the back of the head all the time. So and take a stance like India has. Now India apparently participated in these war game things with Russia and China, apparently 12 countries or something. Don't know about that, but what I do know is that India wants to continue to have this trade relation with Russia, right? And so that sort of offsets the India's got a bit of a problem with the Chinese. China's got a bit of a problem with India right now, but China are mates with Russia, and they're increasing their trade with that new bridge and all that sort of shit. And so India's sort of positioning itself in a situation where they're trying to be mates with everyone, you know. And so I think that the Japanese government sort of needs to look at that and go, yeah, these cordial arrangements. I mean, look at this. I put some fucking juice in my car today. I bought a few things today, for instance, right? Some shit's just gone so freaking high. I'm like, where the fuck did my money go just today? Where is it? Years ago, that would have lasted me for ages. Fucking ridiculous. So, I reckon Japan should sort of play the game that India's doing politically, still being nice to the Quad or whatever they call that, and be nice to the Yanks and be nice to the English and the Europeans, and just sort of try to hash out shit and with the Chinese, and so they don't shoot at each other anymore, and continue along with that trade with Russia, and along with that try to sort of create a situation where they can find that political sway of trying to ease the tensions that's going on in Ukraine and Russia, and hopefully we can get a ceasefire at least going on there, you know. Yes, you know, something like that. So India's sort of working on this diplomacy far better than most, I reckon. Instead of just jumping on the bandwagon and saying, yeah, wave a bunch of Ukrainian flags and say, fuck Russia. No, that's just stupid. I think we should try to deal fairly with Russia instead of just looking at CNN, right, and believing all that bullshit. I'd have a look at that guy that I talked about, Sergey there, and you can have a real look at what real fucking Russia is. Not what some dickheads that have been told what to say. in fucking CNN and MSNBC and CBS and the BBC and the ABC and the Australian Channel 7 and fucking rattle off thousands of those bastards. Fuck them. Should see what the actual people that are on the ground are really there, you know, and what they're actually saying, because they're there, you know, and they know the situation. I reckon there's some bastards out there that just want to keep that proxy war going and making a profit out and having a great old time while other dudes are screaming and in pain. Yeah, so I'd prefer if they did see, you know, have a ceasefire, because see, if you put on all these sanctions on some countries, right, it's not affecting Russia at all. But the Western media will tell you, oh, Russia's really suffering. Bullshit, I've been watching this for fucking ages. You know, real Russian dudes in Russia showing you, hey, look at this. It's bullshit, you know. And if you just go, alright, well, how about we give you some weapons and you can fire them at Russians? How the fuck are the Russians going to feel about the people that give them all the weaponry in the first place? In order to keep this going, you know, you take this and kill Russians. Right? You know, it's not exactly the greatest of diplomacy, is it? Who the fuck is running the show? We've got to kick those fuckers the fuck out. Well, anyways, because I'm better than you, I know everything, and I'm just better than you, obviously. You can't say that, and get on TikTok. Fucking rage on TikTok. My intersectionality, and I fucking identify as a fucking. Can't wait to get my top surgery. Yeah, good on you, mate. Yeah, I reckon that we've got to stop listening to the fuckwits that don't know what, you know, the political fuckwits that just don't know what's going on, and they're the ones telling the dickheads on the big screen. They're telling the apes what to think, and the dickheads that are telling them, you know, the fucking the filth that are telling them what to say, they don't know what's going on. Yeah, well, look at that. There's a gonna play, Buster, play. Let's see if we can track this one. So, wouldn't it be great if we could just get rid of the dickheads that are fucking up the world? Alright. Don't have any reference point. Is that a reference point? There, straight up. There we go, bam, got him. And we stop listening to all the fuckwits, and we actually listen to the people that are actually on the ground instead of some dickheads in a studio. They get this card, read that, and then you flip the channel really quickly, and there's some cunt on a different channel saying the same shit. Exactly. No, we can't have them. So yeah, check out Sergey as he walks around St. Petersburg, and you're like, look how freaking clean this place is, and they're not all just stumble bumming their way around. There's no needles all over the ground, and it's like, what? Look at this place. Look at this, you know. Seriously, I'm just been watching, just mesmerised, just like so many other people that are watching when he does the live. And we're all typing in the messaging, where are all the fucking dickheads and stuff? And where's all the trash and the drug addicts and, you know, all the prostitutes and all the, you know, fucking amazing. This is CNN, the most trusted in news. Russia, Russian collusion, yeah, new updates on Russia, breaking news in the Russian collusion. They made that up. And the dickheads, see, they keep telling the dickheads, right? And the dickhead, hang on, let's see if we can see this one. And the dickheads just fucking believe the shit that these filth are coming out with. Yeah, it's true. Dickheads don't know anything else, do they? And you tell the dickheads stuff that I just told them, right? About, oh, go and watch this bloke that walks around St. Petersburg to get an idea of what Russia's really like. The dickheads won't do that. No, they rather just listen to CNN and just go, yeah, I know. Like, no, what about you watch this guy that walks around fucking St. Petersburg for hours and hours and hours, and he'll talk about how these sanctions are affecting the populace. Here, I'll show you. Right? No, we can't have that. No. No. Talk to the hand people. Okay. It's not easy being me. Hey, the controllers, the alphas, the betas, the gammas, the deltas, and the epsilons. It ain't easy. Yep. So hopefully, Japan, the Japanese government, will have a look at what India's doing and how they're handling it, because they were pretty much expected to just follow the bullshit line that the concoction that these dickheads in Germany and whatever and have decided for the rest of Europe and the rest of us. They're like, oh yeah, India will be on board, no worries, you know. Just cut all that oil from Russia, you know. What? You know, yeah. And expecting all these other countries just to, you know, get in line and do what the fuckwits are saying in the fuckwits are running Europe into the ground. This is the first time in freaking months I actually feel cool. Oh, I'm cool actually. I don't mean Fonzie. Cool. I mean, I'm actually cool. Shit, I haven't got goosebumps or nothing, but God, I'm actually cool. So yes, but it was a very warm, lovely day today. So, yeah, wouldn't that be great, eh? If the Japanese government look at how India is handling this, you know, they're still cordial trade with Russia, still got it all going on with Europe, still doing these friendly ties with Australia and Japan and, you know, whoever else. Still got that going on. So their level of diplomacy right now is actually commendable. It's actually, I never thought I'd say this about India. God, they call you up every 5 minutes, you know. Try to sell you some shit or scam you, you know. How many billions of calls have they made to Australia to try and scam people? Yeah. So I don't exactly have a whole lot of faith in them. I do think that the Wyong news, check it out if you don't believe. Oh, you probably won't. You just go, you just probably got blue hair and you get on TikTok and have a rager and I know what's best because I watch CNN. Okay. Yeah, Wyong news, they go pretty in depth really on what the things that are going on, and they got that kind of independent-y feel to them, you know, and it's very Indian based, you know, sort of bias. You could probably call it bias, I guess. It's sort of, but it's more kind of the Indian point of view or the Indian stance, because if you consider geographically where they are and politically where they are, I can understand why they have their particular stance, and maybe they can't sort of cross certain lines of what they say because they'll probably get bashed. I don't know how it works in India, but they do discuss a lot of issues. They kind of shit all over China, calling them the paper dragon and all that, and quite a bit, and yet they do bring out some pretty good regional kind of serious news, which is it's really good to see. So I like that. So I watch a lot of stuff, a lot of different things, and to get a bit of a perspective of others and an idea of what's going on. But I love watching just the horse shit that comes out of American lamestream media, and just go, right, where are they going to go next? What's their direction? What are they going to do next? Or what are they actually trying to say in this position? You know, that's fucking filthy scum. God, they're bad people. God, they're bad people. Well, I guess it's the balance of the universe, really. You gotta have shit people like that. God, they're bad. I mean, if I don't know, man. Well, obviously I couldn't be one of them, but how can it be? I hope I'm not genetically, like there's some kind of component within me that has anything to do with any of those fuckers, like 500 trillion, bazillion, gazillion, jillion, billion years ago. You know, because that's just fucked. I'm gonna have to just cut that bit out of me. Find some cellular filth germ inside me and just cut the bastard out. Nah, I think I couldn't have any of that. Those shit breeds within me. Any of that. Any fucking particle of those shit breeds within me. Oh God, they're bad fucking people. And their narrative agendas. God, they're fucking bad people. So, the way I see it, instead of being dickheaditudes and handing a whole bunch of weapons and creating this, wanted to expand the meat grinder, I think we should try to diplomatically end the meat grinder. And in other news, how's all these dickheads now, right? Like some birds are talking about cutting out their freaking the things that inside their bodies that make them uteruses or whatever the hell. Oh, I'm gonna cut my uterus out so I don't have to breed for climate change. To protect the fucking climate, I'm gonna like do this to myself. You know, the media has been helping the apes to think that if they try to find this plane again, right? To try to get these apes to believe that they'd be doing the world a freaking favour if they make it impossible for themselves to breed. Now, what the actual truth is that the filth, so you notice how they're not volunteering themselves? The filth want to exterminate much of the population, and they're even outwardly saying, God, I still can't track this, buddy. Even outwardly saying that they want to reduce the population. They want to get rid of like 5.5 billion people. Notice how they're not volunteering themselves? Hello, McFly. They really are talking about this, and they have been for a long time. And so what they're doing is they're getting all these fuckwits to believe that this climate change shit, this climate change stuff is like so fucked that people should like get hormone blockers and top surgery and all that, and they're trying to make it impossible for these creatures to continue their own genetic line. Now, notice how these filth are not volunteering themselves to do same. And these filth have infiltrated everywhere. Right? Film, television, mass media, the social media, news, our school systems calling people domestic terrorists for questioning and saying, hey dickhead, what are you teaching my kid again? And they're getting all this critical race theory going on, which ultimately just creates race war shit, because they want race wars. See, all these filth are trying to, they've got a tremendous amount of tactics. They're trying to poke the paper dragon, as the Indians call them. They're trying to poke China. you know, and poke them into a conflict. They're trying to poke Iran into a conflict. They're trying to poke all these other dudes into a conflict, and all this fucking shit. Notice how they're not volunteering themselves. Notice how they're not like strapping up some fucking boots and going, you know, and go and have a punchy poos with some other dudes. No. And look at all these cunts. They're all like in their 80s, right? They're all filthy pedophiles, obviously, and they're all in their 80s, and they're still involved in all this politics and stuff. So. These filth think they're freaking gods or something, kings or something like that, and they have talked about culling the populace, and these fuckfaces are trying to create meat grinders, you know, like proxy wars and shit. Why the fuck do you think they give all these weaponry to all these dudes in Ukraine and freaking in Syria? And why do you think they keep poking Iran, poking North Korea, and poking Venezuela, and poking Cuba? And who else the fuck? Who else are they poking the bear Russia and poking China? And they don't give a fuck about the people. They don't give a fuck about trade and money and all that sort of shit. They've got all that. It's a game to them to try to exterminate you. And some dickheads like Johnny comes home from school and says, oh I want to call myself Jocinda. And these dickheads, this has been going on for decades, obviously, because these dickheads are also indoctrinated. Oh, yeah, we'll take you down to the fucking pseudo-physician and get you on some hormone blockers. There you go, and you can start calling yourself Jacinda as soon as you get your dick cut off. The tremendous amount of tactics that these filth are trying on for the populace. There's a guy being savage. For the populace. It's all over the show. It's all across the board. It's all over the place. These filth, you know, if you were to analyse film, you know, like I was talking the other day about the Maverick film. I mean, what does it mean? Who were the enemy? You know, they've been saying for years, talking about blowing the shit out of Iran's nuclear successes. You know, yeah. I mean, what the fuck do you think the movie's about, eh? But I think they've turned, some of the gears have changed with those filth. They're not sort of worried, maybe because they're like looking at fatality, their fate, soon fate. They're not so much engaged in must get wealth, must acquire more and more and more wealth. It's more to do with fucking with like culling the populace now. Because they've amassed so much wealth, they're probably bored of trying to own the world financially. They're probably bored of that now. And so they've realised, shit, is this all gone blurry or something? Back in. What are we doing? What's going on right now? Yeah, it seems to me that these filth have changed gears a bit, and they're not so worried about, not so concerned about amassing more and more wealth. They're thinking more about culling the populace, and I think they've gotten to the point where they realise that they're knocking on death's door here. You know, they're all in their 80s, aren't they? These filth that stick walls around themselves, live in gated communities, and it's kind of like I'm trying to think of a word for it. That word's gone. Means something to do with their lack of immortality, and they've realised that they're gonna die soon. So it's kind of like these filth are putting their disgusting filth, yuck breed stamp on the world by trying to cull as many people, or kill as many as they can, utilising the only power they have, which is their capability of fucking people's lives up with the wealth that they have accumulated. Why is this focus all gone to shit? Yeah, you know, because they're, in my opinion, they are vicarious murderers. Yeah, and they will be punished. Oh yes, they will be punished. Those filthy fucking shit breeds. They think that people like me should die, and they live on. Those dirty fucking lesser beings. Take that, shit breed. Yep. How's this computery thing? It's having a whole lot of trouble with focus. Your focus needs more focus. That was a good movie, I like that one. Yes. Yep, those shit breeds have realised their tentative. What's that word for it when you're not immortal? Would that be an antonym? Is that what you call it? Hang on, I'll be back. Oh my god, I'm looking up synonyms and freaking thesauruses. Trying to find something, you know, it's not sort of like they're figuring out that the immortality. Not really, she's filming away. Isn't that not there? Yeah, there's sort of, I don't know, I can't think of the word now. It's some kind of fancy pants word. It's sort of, I'm gonna have to send some of my librarians down in the archives. It's probably some kind of, I don't know, old English or some shit. I don't know. It's somewhere. Anyways, it's something like they've realised the impending doom of their, their mortality, and so now they're playing a different game. They've turned up the heat and telling all the dickheads, hey, climate change, because they're on the way out the door. So they're trying to vicariously murder as many as they can. And they have fucked many people with all this jabby jab bullshit and fucking up small business, just pilfering, raping the coffers of the taxpayers, and destroying people's lives financially, and creating all this fuckwit shit like, oh, let's give millions to LGB and all this fucking shit. And while the truckers that bring the food in, fuck them up, cancel culture, and cancel their bank accounts and shit. You know, these filth wield all this power, but guess what, filth? You're all old, and you're gonna die soon. Yeah. Most of you deserve to die screaming. True. And people like me should be making a symphony out of your fucking screams. And then putting that in one of those, perhaps having that filth out there somewhere wouldn't be so good. But anyway, it's a time capsule of the screams of the filth. Shoving that in a probe and sending that out there. Some poor bastard out there will be like, what the fuck? Oh, look at that. Just see a satellite going past that. And yeah, that's the probe that the fuckwits would do. Yeah. I can't see them too often. There it is right there. Check out. There you go. No, there's a satellite. Going past that starry poos there you go. You can see them quite clearly in Australia, but rarely do I see them here. Man, no shit. Well, There you go. Yes, those filth. They've just doubled down big time, right? Trying to get all the apes to go, oh, climate change, yeah, we shouldn't have any kids. Right. Climate change. Let's not have kids. White people bad. All some shit. I say, and I've been one to say this world's fucking shit. And why would I want to bring someone into this world, and why would I want to bring a tribe into this world? Because this world's fucking shit. But alas, if I knew now, I know now. If I knew then what I know now, I would have accepted X's proposition to continue to breed, because I can breed good. Yeah, damn straight I can. I should have done that. She can afford all that anyways, and I should have accepted her kind of like mentioning of something. She would I went ballistic about it and said, hey, you can't get better than her. She says, not about better. So, okay, I may be wrong in that regard. I am wrong in that regard. I should have accepted, or should have suggested, hey, I know someone that's got a dick. And can easily just go bam, you know, one and done. Pregnancy, yes. I should have done that. I could still do that. If she called me up tomorrow and said, hey, give me another kid. Alright. Because I know that the filth are trying to exterminate us. Currently, they're doing it, for the most part, vicariously, but they're also doing it with their wealth. And sending weapons all over the fucking show. So people can die screaming, getting maimed and shit. Dirty fucking filth. So how do you counteract that? Well, what you do is you create a strong bond, which is difficult these days because they fuck you financially, right? That's the only real power they have, because they're cowards. And and have kids. Yeah. Fuck what they have to say, those dirty filth. Because those dirty filth are, well, they can't have good kids, right? Because they're fucking ugly. So no bird's gonna like really want to have a child with the filth, because the filth are fucking ugly on the outside and the inside. So they end up with ugly kids. And they're not very happy about that. And they can never fall in love, because they don't know what love is, so they're jealous about that. Jealous of people like me, obviously, because I'm better than them. Yeah. So I think a lot of it's driven by jealousy, and they're just garbage people that keep creating, if they get the opportunity to create garbage people. Because what kind of garbage person would breed with someone that they don't love and not attracted to, right? And all they're attracted to is the wealth, or the food that the wealth puts into their guts, right? And then they breed shit, and this goes on for centuries, right? Or thousands of years or whatever. And so there's just this eternal cycle of bad people on the outside and the inside. Fucking scum. Just yuck breeds. Breeding with yuck breeds, creating yuck breeds, right? And these filth are snotty with people like me. I'm poor as shit. But I'll tell you, fucking good looking. See? Where's that? Where did that plane go? Oi, the plane! plane, the plane, bus, the plane, go with the fucking plane go. Hey? Yeah. That's something the gods gave me. Good looks, beautiful nature. Oh, actually, my mother said to me years ago, here I am going all 8 mile under the bonnet, we call it a hood, in my old shit box, and she said, what happened to that? Trying to fix some fucking thing in my engine, and what happened to that beautiful boy with the beautiful nature? I lean out over the bonnet, you call it a hood, and go, he died. Or it died, or some shit like that. What was that? He died. That beautiful boy, yeah, he died. Now, lean back in and fixing my shit box. God, I was born into fucking shit. Yeah, but I'm not shit. Isn't it amazing? How can that happen? Is that like some kind of leap genetics or something? What the fuck is that about? Hey, how could that possibly happen? A beautiful natured boy, a beautifully natured boy with good looks. He's just flat out gorgeous, and that's not bullshit. All right, I'm banged up now. I've been banged up for years, but there was a time there. I've had 13 beautiful girlfriends in my life. Yeah. I don't give a fuck if they're poor or they're rich as fuck. I've told rich birds to fuck off. Really? Well, alright, I only told one to fuck off. But some other rich birds I didn't marry, but I cared about her a lot. And I was just afraid to go to a foreign country, and was worried that what if something happened to her? I'd be on my own. I'd be fucked. That's how I felt when I was in my mid-20s. Yeah. That's the only reason why I didn't go, which is just shit. Yeah. It's true. That's what. Oh. This other bird, God. Shit, I could be here for fucking days just talking about these birds. Yeah. Like marriage material stuff. Dude's just like dream girl type of shit, you know? The girl next door type of stuff. Yeah. The problem with me was, because I was brought up in a shit family, I had these aspirations, inspirations, willingness, wantingness to I don't know, explore what the world had to offer or something. Because I didn't know shit. Every day was a new experience for me. I was like bad boy Bobby, man. I mean, what the fuck? Treated me like that? Fuck me. God. What a fucking bullshit upbringing that was. How can someone so excellent as I come out of that fucking sewer? Hey? How is that possible? I had some kind of innate thing, not just, I don't know, like, maybe it's a motherly instinct or something. Well, not my mother. My mother's fucking hopeless. I'm trying to take care. Yeah, she's not exactly going to get Mother of the Year. But I'm talking about, well, she didn't, when God was handing out, or our makers or whatever, I believe whatever you want, I don't know, was handing out like motherly instincts, you know, to look after your kids and feed them and shit and teach them stuff. No, that whoever, the God dude, was out of them that particular day. Yeah, no shit. Anyways, so these birds, they all seem to have this kind of motherly instinct to take care of what they must have considered to be a lost boy, because I was. One woman actually asked me once if I was a ward of the state. Yeah. because I don't know, we were talking about just talking, just like normal people talk, and she must have realised this guy's a blank canvas. He doesn't know anything. Yeah. Yeah. Socially, shit, I never spoke to anyone. Yeah. And now look at me. I'll fucking, I'll beat you down. I don't give a fuck who you are. You know, put me in Parliament. I'll just stomp on all of you. Yeah, have a go at me with all of you. You know, about, I don't know, fucking world politics and what's going on in the world. I'll just fucking step on all of you, and they'll be like, "Arr!" I'm like, all right, how about, dickhead? Would you stop for a second? And I'll fucking peel your, sticky tape your fucking eyeballs, and then show you, cunt. Look at that, you fucking dickhead. Right? You stare at those videos, the proof, right? For the next fucking 3 years, stare at all of those videos. Here's thousands of them. Stare at all of them. Come back to me and tell me I'm fucking lying. Right? Yep. Yeah, I'm talking about seeing some shit. Yeah. God. I really liked it when I was a live leaker back in the day. Because there was so much information that was... we were inundated, you know. And in the message, the chat room. God, that was good. Dudes from all over the world talking about all kinds of shit. And so that was a really good foundation for me to sort of get clued into what's going on. Yeah. And who's trying to run the show and why, and you know, who's running the financial sectors, the stances of political stances and all this fucking shit. God, I would listen to them for hours and hours and hours. And they'd be talking about shit that I just didn't give a flying fuck about. Freddie May and Freddie Mac and fucking rah. I don't give a shit about any of that crap. But it was great. We'd be in these chat rooms, man, and like really just going at it, like talking about the shit that's going on in the world. There's all kinds of other stuff too, just normal shit, life stuff. It's great. Globally was once really, really good. But unfortunately, when you talk about truth and honesty and facts and reality and statistics, and, then the SJWs came in and went, facts are fucking racist, or fucking, you know, this, that, and the other, and you know, they just had rages over all kinds of shit. But God, did they have some freaking rages. Yeah. Alright. We can't help those apps. So they turned all that to shit. Yep. Facts are racist. Or whatever. It's either racism, or it's fucking some other shit, or it's you know, you're a fucking, you're a this and you're a that, and you, and like, dude, who's you? Why are you being so mean to me? I don't even know you. You. Yeah. Were they getting paid to do that? Probably. Is it true that those fuckfaces, the filth, paid 10,000 dickheads to explore the internet and just attack everybody? Yeah, is that right? Paid 10,000 SJWs. God. No. You can't help these monkeys. Right, it's the planet of the apes. That's what it is. Ain't bad here, eh? Got quite a breeze, which I usually don't mind, but currently it's actually getting a bit cool. What's the go with the whole torch thing? That's one of those birds that she's in her mid-30s. Generally don't have any kids. Oh, you're just having a generalization of it. No, I read some articles about these particular women that are known as sort of like, how would you put it? Shit, I don't know. They're these women, right? Fucking zillions of them, and they spend their lives. I've seen them running around in the frickin' rain. I saw them just the other day. On their own, right? And they just jog. Like there's fucking loads of them. And I'm talking about seriously. They're a known sort of, not a group like as in they're together, but they're a known type of people. They probably, I don't know, in the office or some shit like that. They're single, in their mid-30s or something, which is sort of about the range. And now, see, I read this article maybe 5 years ago, so now they've been in their 40s and all, and I see a lot of them like that. And all they do is they just jog. And a lot of them are real good-looking birds. I remember seeing one. I was, this is a few years ago now. I was riding a bicycle up over that way, up in the countryside. And this bird went by me. I was like, oh, that one's alright. And I realised she was one of those people. I've seen fucking thousands of them, and over the years. And they're these women, yeah, in their mid-30s, 40s, whatever, single, and they're just jogging along. I'm like, there's a certain term for them. Why is it that, I don't know, what are they? Have they been jilted or something like that? I mean, shit, I think I might have jilted a few birds over the years. I didn't mean to. I mean, shit, sorry. I just had my own belief I was going to go to fucking Switzerland or some shit. I had the opportunity to go one time. I never even had to for free. I couldn't be asked going. God, sorry about that. Anyways, so there's these birds, right? And they're socially, I don't know, maybe they socially isolate themselves or something like that. And they don't have kids, and I don't know what the fuck it is. Are they jilted, or do they not get the man that they wanted or something, and then some other bird married that bloke, and then they're off having a family in a boring house and all that sort of shit, and they just jog. Yeah, and some of them are, they're hotties, physically but body-wise, and some of them are good-looking birds too. Some of them are not exactly too good-looking, but I've seen some hotties, yeah. So this goes on for years, and so who knows what goes on in their brains after years of this, of just jogging along in this, God, it really pulled out a freaking great word just there. It's gone. Shit. I'm gonna have to read some high-end shit again and see if I can tap into some of that stuff I know. Something to do with like that world. Something that'll have to do. Yeah, that world that they live in now. Well, I'll tell you, it's not a joke. There's certain sectors of sociality or whatever the hell is that word. Like there's some sectors, man. Like there's some people that are like so completely shut in, right? that they never go out, like ever. So to such a degree that they don't get any sun on their skin, and they sort of like change colour kind of shit. And they are so socially inept. I mean, fuck, I was inept when I was, because I had a shit family and when I was very young. But so socially inept that they're sort of fearful completely, like I was when I was young, of other people, And there are other things. Shit, I've seen. Here I am in Osaka, okay? Or, no. Is it Nagoya? Yeah, there's one too. Right there. And I'm in Nagoya, right? And this bloke said to me, "Hey, come up here, I'll show you something." So we go up these 5 flights of stairs, and on the top floor, and all of it was this manga comic book building. The whole frickin' building, every floor had all these frickin' manga comic books, okay? And it's all groovy, radalicious. We get to the top floor, and he said, "Just have a bit of a look around and tell me what you see." So I have a bit of a look around and all that, And so I walk past these elderly women. I would say they're in their 60s. Alright? And here they are. I glance over at the, because I'm looking around the store and having a bit of a glance at some of these manga comic books. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Why am I here? And so I glance over at what these old ducks are reading. And they're reading depictions of comic books with gay porn. Males dicking males or kissing males or some shit. And these old ducks, these women, are reading these. And so, on the way out, we get out, and he's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Let's just get the fuck out of here before, and I'll tell you what I saw." So we go out, right? I mention what I saw. And he goes to me, "Yeah, they're, blah, 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 or whatever." They actually have a fucking name for them. This sector, this these type of, these elderly ladies that are into male homophobic comic books. Yeah? No shit. No fucking shit. No shit. I shit you not. I just did not make that up just on the fly. How the fuck could I make something like that up? By God. By me. I mean, what the fuck was that? I'm serious. I saw that shit. Yeah. No shit. So what about this freaking joint do I not know? Or should I say, what about this freaking joint do I not know that I don't want to know? God damn. Alright, fuck it. I'm gonna head back because I'm actually a bit cold now. Yeah. So that's clearly summer is over. Autumn is on. Alright, so I'm gonna head back to the ranch and have some more spaghetti. Biscotti. Rock and roll. Alright, try to be good. Stop being fuckwits. Though not you, my 428 Ronin, but just the shit breeds. And remember, FBI is asshole.
Elemental forces caused the egg to hatch. From it then came a stone monkey. The nature of monkey was irrepressible.